I'm sure you guys agree with me that the boating accident jokes are way overdone. But you know, sometimes you just want a gun that you could probably lose for a little while. Go back and get it and it'd probably be okay. And this is it. Let's unbox my new Henry. That's the way to do it. Yes, grabbed a 3030 all-weather. This is the H009 GAW. I love 3030. As you guys know, I have my Marlin Dark. I really enjoy it. But after a few trips last season on hunting trips, that thing started getting really oxidized. I'm going to have to do a new finish to it. So now with this thing, I'm going to be able to ride this thing hard and put it up wet. Let's go ahead and check this thing out. And boom, there it is. Boy, I really like that satin hard chrome. It contrasts really nicely with that stained hardwood. I don't mind the lack of checkering, because in my opinion, checkering is another entry point for moisture. Now, the appeal behind this is that my Marlin Dark, you know, it's the previous Marlin manufacturer. That Marlin Dark, the finish on it, if you neglect that finish, that thing will turn on you so fast. Last year, my rifle case got wet, and I left that Marlin Dark in it overnight, and boy, did that thing turn brown really quickly. So that satin hard chrome on there, we're going to try this. Henry says that it won't flake, it won't peel, and it offers a better corrosion resistance than many stainless. So, dude, if you want to bet, I'm going to put this thing up wet. Now, the website mentions that this finish makes the action feel different, and I'm going to agree. Let me see if this shows up. Now, what you can feel is decidedly two harder surfaces touching each other, and that seems to make it smoother. Now, my Henry X, I have run that thing all kinds of rounds through it, and it has lapped in nicely, but this feels really nice. I can't wait to see what this feels like when I break it in. So, as for features, we've got a buckhorn rear sight. That buckhorn rear sight looks pretty nice, but I'm not going to give it a lot of use. We got a really nice brass beaded front. 6 in the tube, 1 in the chamber for an overall capacity of 7 rounds. We've got just a small loop on here. That small loop, I think I'm going to leave it just for compactness. Got a really nice gratuitous rubber butt pad. 3030 doesn't really need a butt pad, but what I've been finding is that I am getting really dependent on having a rubber butt pad. If I shoot a lever without a rubber butt pad, it just doesn't seem to stay on my shoulder like it should. Now, as for future plans for this, I absolutely want to thread the muzzle. So a threaded muzzle and a nice little whisper pickle on there is definitely going to happen. We're going to wind up chopping this down just a little bit. You know, it'll fit. It'll work. I've got an optics rail on the way. I'm going to take a scope, a 1 through 6, and I'm actually going to try to line up a BDC. And if it works out right, it might be something you guys at home can do, and I take all the homework out of it. So time will tell on that. I've already got one new part that you cannot see. It'll be released August of 2022. So yeah, we've got some really cool stuff. Of course, Ranger Point Precision, we're going to wind up doing the rail. We're going to wind up doing a takedown screw. This thing is going to be really nice, really decked out, and ready to put game in the freezer. Alright guys, let me tell you really quickly about this website that I just found. I'm a member of it. They sponsored this video, so huge thanks to them. Go check them out. Arms Directory is your 2A protected social network and marketing place. Who is Arms Directory? Our team works in all corners of the firearm industry. We design firearms and accessories, engineer precision barrels, manufacture holsters, build your favorite gun, import and export, teach classes at your favorite range. We know the business firsthand. Feel free to post your favorite gun pictures, talk prices, find local events, and post videos of your favorite upgrades all in one place. ArmsDirectory.com. Of course, you can go over there and find me, Pat RMG, as well. So here I am after a couple of range trips. You can tell some time has passed because my voice has changed. I just got through kicking the crud.
So to begin my testing, I put the primary arms 1 through 6 on it. That 1 through 6 has got the 7.62 by 39 and 300 blackout reticle. I thought with 30-30 being somewhat similar, we'll see how this thing lines up. The numbers may not be exactly right, but I can punch it in Strelok Pro, print everything out, and I'll have this perfect little guide to help me shoot at distance. But now the first range trip was to a local range. Basically, my objective was to sight this thing in at 50 yards and then check and see if it coincides at 100. Because basically what I know about my Marlin Dark 30-30 and its ballistics with the 16.5 inch barrel is it has 2 zeros. The first 0 is 46 yards. 46 yards is dead on. It starts getting a little bit high from there on out, not very high. And then right after 100 yards, I think it's 102 yards, it comes right back into its own. So that is just perfect. With the all-weather, I knew that I could do something similar. So 50 yards was perfect, 100 yards was perfect. So then I packed that thing up and I took it to Dead Zero shooting range. Now, Dead Zero shooting range is over in Middle Tennessee, and I freaking love that range. It's a 1,000-yard range, fully electronic. They've got shotgun bays, they've got all sorts of other stuff. But the 1,000-yard range I have fallen in love with. They've got sensors that act as a chronograph, and then they place your bullet where it hits on the target. It sends back the X and Y coordinate to a little iPad that sits on your bench. And man, it's just really nice because all you got to do is just sit down. You don't have to call the range cold to go out and change targets or anything like that. Basically, once you get settled down, you're there. You're ready to go to town. So I took the all-weather and laid it on the bags and tried a couple of different ammos. And this post-coof ammo, after everybody did all that panic buying and buying and buying and buying, and these manufacturers ramped straight up, I swear quality control went out the window. I've got some pre-coof ammo that I promise you shoots so much better. So it was kind of frustrating trying to get this thing to shoot well. Some of the ammo, I would get just this really nice first 2 shots where they were just dang near touching, and then the third one would just boom, way out there, 2 MOA. And just aggravating to me, and I've seen it on the chronograph, and I've seen it in other testing that I've done. This post-coof 30-30, I swear I hope the quality control goes back and we get better. But now I did find that the Hornady Whitetail American would shoot a .98 MOA group, and that one tickled me to death. That one right there is the one that so far, at this point in time, I think is going to be the better. So as for shooting a .98 MOA group, that tickles me to death. It's a sub-MOA lever gun. Not by much, but I think I can do better. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this first look at the Henry All-Weather 30-30. I know I'm tickled to death with it, and I am hoping to have a productive whitetail season with this thing this year. Maybe I'll get a couple of freezer queens to put in the freezer, and maybe a nice big boy to put on the wall. That would be awesome. I've got some parts on the way. This thing is gonna look pretty daggum snazzy very soon, so you guys will want to stay tuned for that. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up. It costs you nothing, and it helps move the video along in the algorithm. It just helps your favorite content creators fight an uphill battle. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see you next video. I love you.